Hello, welcome back. This is Priscilla from Release the Craftin', and I have a journal share for you guys today. Today I am so excited to bring this to you. It is my Beetlejuice journal for a swap I have coming up with Miss April from PinkOddBird. I will link her channel down below. She already finished her journal about a month ago, and she posted that video already. So I'll link you guys to her channel so you can see what she made there. This is my journal for her though, and it is a chunky monkey. It is 9x6 with a 3-inch spine. There's 112 pages in here total. There's only 2 signatures and a special insert, but I had a lot of fun making this, so I really packed it out, and kind of got carried away picking out all the papers for this because you know, it's not every day you get to do a Beetlejuice journal, and so it was just kind of an adventure trying to find the papers that would go really well with this theme. But let's get into it, you guys. For the cover, I used some fabric, some striped fabric that I found at Hobby Lobby, and I colored it along the edges and kind of inside here with some Distress Oxides in peeled paint and twisted citron to kind of give it that fresh from the grave look that Beetlejuice was rocking in the movie. And then I used some wooden pieces that I got at Michael's from their like $1.50 wood spot. They have a bunch of like different wood shapes and cutouts, and I colored it like the sandworms to match their stripes. And then I used some scrapbook paper and fussy cut out a skull, sorry, can't talk today. This is actually like my 5th time filming this video, so hopefully this one comes out good. But I fussy cut this skull, and then just colored that with some more of the Distress Oxides and some regular Distress inks in just various shades of green. And then I turned it into a little pocket, a little slide out pocket here that has the title of the journal, Beetlejuice, on it. And then on the back is just a space for her to write, and then my information, you know, who made the journal and stuff like that. Just in case she forgets that I made it for her. It's all set. The corners are just some Tim Holtz corners. And then I attached to the spine this lace tassel. Hope you guys can see that. And this is the first tassel I've ever made. I watched a tutorial from I'm a Cool Mom here on YouTube. She makes them. And I made one like that in black and white and some stripy types of ribbon that I had on hand, and then I used a gear to hold it all together, and then it's just secured with a bulb pin to a I think they're called tiny fasteners or ring fasteners or something from Tim Holtz, and she can just snap this off when she wants to write. I made a bunch of beaded paper clips and just kind of stuck those on the end there so you guys can see it there. Lots of fun stuff hanging around in here. I striped in some lace in black and white to match the stripe theme going on. And then I have this cool Beetlejuice ribbon that I got for the closure. And I just used some red lace for the ends here to match the wedding dress that Lydia wears in the movie. This journal is a hardcover, and it does lay flat. Open it up here, make sure I'm in frame, so you guys can see everything. On the inside here is some paper I got. Most of the paper is from Recollections from their Halloween collection last year, which I believe is called Ravenscroft Manor, but don't quote me on that. And then this year, Martha Stewart came out with a Halloween paper pack, so I used a lot of her papers. And then there's just a bunch of various papers I added in from my stash. And some reds and florals and stuff that I was looking for to kind of match the overall theme. And on the inside of this pocket is on the inside of the cover is a pocket using those gift bags that they had at Michael's that I stamped on in green and black. And then I just added some washi tape to the inside of the cover here. And the first page is a picture of the handbook for the recently deceased, which is the book in the movie. And throughout the book, I added in a bunch of quotes that I printed out. And all I did for these was type them up. I printed them out and then tore the edges and just inked those with some Black Soot Distress ink. Everything in the book is inked up with Black Stitch Distress, in case you were wondering. And then I just did some stamping on the edges and added in some fiber and some washi tape. I had a lot of fun making this, you guys. Beetlejuice is one of my favorite childhood movies, so I had a great time, and I hope that April really enjoys this. And so here's just another quote on some paper. I tried to match the papers to either the black and white motif or the red from her dress, and then also to the clothes that the Maitlands wear. So there's some florals in here and some plaids and stuff that you'll see kind of poking their heads here and there. I used some stripe paper, and then one of these Tim Holtz photo pockets that I got at Tuesday Morning, and I just made some cards with her favorite characters. April told me her favorite characters in the movie were Otho and Lydia, and of course Beetlejuice. So I made these, and they slide right out, and she can actually map photos on the back and keep those in there. And then I just added some ribbons to the end here. Here is a key-shaped paper clip with a red skull charm on it, and then this little picture from the handbook for the recently deceased that says, in case of emergency, draw a door. And then on this glassine bag, I made a door, and it actually opens up, and there's Beetlejuice behind it. And then here is a tag that I just embossed with some white embossing powder onto. And then inside is this really great graphic I found on Pinterest with Lydia doing the dance and all the steps that she does in the movie. So I thought that was great and added that in. Had a lot of fun trying to come up with fun little elements to add in here, and came up with some theme pages and stuff in here. So we'll see that as it goes on. These papers are papers that I marbled using the shaving cream technique. And if you guys do a search for that on YouTube, I didn't watch one specific video. I saw how to do this a long time ago and can't remember who I saw it from first, but I've seen it a bunch of times. Just type in shaving cream marbled paper and you'll find a bunch of videos here. And I just used black paint and some gold paint, so you'll see, I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but there's some metallic shine in here. And then some of the pages also have a little bit of purple on them. And then there's some coffee dyed paper in here, which I tore up and inked the edges on. And then I did some stamping. There's going to be lots of little beetles in this book. And right here is one of April's potucelopes, version 2.0. And I will link her tutorial for these down below, as well as the other tutorials that I'm going to mention. So you guys can check it out. But she just came up with this a little bit before she posted her Beetlejuice journal, and so I made a bunch of these and stuck them in here because I just felt so inspired by her video. And so here is a shaving cream dyed card with Beetlejuice on it, just an index card, and there's a little journal card back here. These, there's a lot of paper like this. I got this from WalkingMombieDesigns on Etsy. She has a really cool shop on there, and I'll link that down below for you guys too. But she has a Beetlejuice paper pack, so I printed those out to make journaling cards with. And then there's just some washi here, and then some handmade washi I have here. And I did some stamping. April sews her potucelopes, you guys, but I don't have a sewing machine and I ain't gonna mess with that. So I just used some stitch stamps on these, and then added a quote and stamped the house here. And then I added in this little slider pocket with a poster from the movie. This is one of the original posters. And just stuck that back there for her to journal on. And of course it won't go back in now because I'm filming. And then in the movie they actually say that the handbook of the recently deceased reads like stereo instructions. So I got real clever and printed a bunch of stereo instructions on the white sides of my cardstock. And I figured, you know, she might not be able to write here, but she can post some pictures, or if she wanted to, she could even like whitewash gesso over it and do some art journaling if she was into that. But I just stenciled up some of it here, and you're going to see this throughout the book. I just had a really huge laugh at it, so I had to include that in there. And then here's some vellum that I got from a pack from Miss Shayna. And another sheet of just scrapbook paper with a tag that I made out of that paper from WalkingMombieDesigns, attached to the top up here with a paper clip. And some more of that shaving cream paper. Here's an altered guest check for for her to write on. There's not a lot of writing space in here. April told me she doesn't really write in her journals that much, so I wasn't worried about it, but I do know that she likes to keep photos and stuff like that, and she makes mini albums and stuff, so I thought I would leave her a lot of space that she could actually put pictures into, or do whatever. I mean, it's her journal. She can do whatever she wants with it. And some cool spider paper that came out of the Martha Stewart collection. I really like this paper. And then here is a belly band that I embossed things that go bump in the night on, and added another one of those marbled cards, and then a card with the Maitlands after they put the sheet on. And then on this side is a picture of Lydia, her quote when she catches them looking like ghosts, and then another quote, and just some more cards for her. Some of the cards I stamped on, some of them I left plain. Just tried to mix it up. This is a wired ribbon pocket that I learned how to make from watching a tutorial by One Very Happy Bird here on YouTube. So thank you for that. Made this little pocket, and there's a little card in there for her to journal onto. And then on this side, I just did some stamping. This is an Ink-a-Dink-a-Doo stamp. And then here's some handmade paper that I got in a big pack at Tuesday morning. I'm trying to get through all of it. Some pretty cool stuff here. And then here's Lydia's mom, Delia, and the sheet music for Jumpin' the Line, which is the song that they play in the movie. And I apologize if I'm going a little fast for you guys. Like I said, this is the fifth time I filmed this, so I just want to get through it. And hopefully, fingers crossed, this one comes out right. There's another quote and some cool snake paper. Because, you know, he kind of turns into sort of a snake-like monster at some point in the movie. Some more stenciling. Folds out for her to write onto. Here is the little dance scene in the dining room. Another one of those paper clips with a bead on it. And then on this side is just some ephemera from, I believe, the Tim Holtz pack, but it might just be the Recollections pack. And then the center of the signature, I just added some black and white beads into. And then this side is a little lace tuck, and it's got the number 4. If you guys remember, there's a waiting room scene where he does a little switcheroo to get himself a better number. So I tucked that in there. And then added some of this paper here. Some more line paper. There's some washi tape. Some more Beatles. And then there's this little banner tuck up here with a family photo with Otho. So I just added a little bit of fiber on here. And then this is a side loading pocket with an advertisement for Beetlejuice. That just slides right back in there. And then I added some photo corners here, and this pops right out. And it's just a gender met Beetlejuice picture that I thought was too cool to not share with April. But she can switch it out and put her own photos in here if she wants. And there's the other side of that paper. And then a glassine bag. I stamped the Beatles on the opposite side and backed it up here so you can kind of see through. And then this cute little Beetlejuice from that paper pack. Get some more stenciling. Some rickrack on the edge of this one. There's this little fold-out pocket here so she can stick stuff behind here. And then just a picture of Lydia. And I'm going to leave that right here. And on this side is another journal card. And then behind it is a picture of the Maitlands. And put that aside so you guys can see this pocket actually folds all the way out. So if she wanted to, she could tuck stuff back here. You know, write little secret notes or something. And then it just folds back up into a pocket again. And it's just made out of vellum. And some more journal paper, some stamping, a little bit of washi again, and this little belly band with a tag, and another index card with some more of that handmade washi. The inside of the vellum. And this is just a little scrappy area I stuck down here to add a quote onto, and then I stamped a little beetle onto this tag. If you guys watch April's videos, you will know what that means and where it comes from. And then some more paper. And then right here is another lace tuck, but it opens on this side. And then there's a picture of the main man himself, Beetlejuice. Some more washi on this side, and then the other side of that photo pocket with Otho peeking around the corner here and his quote. And then I just stenciled on the back of those so she could mount a photo there. And then this folds out. There's some stamping in there and some more washi tape. And then here's a little bottom tuck spot with the Maitlands again, and another one of those index cards. And that's the first signature. And then in the middle, I added a little folio that I made out of a file folder, and I stamped this little part with some of those skull stamps that they have, or they had for Halloween at Michael's. And then this folds out. And here is a pocket. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm at Release the Craftin'. I will link that down below. I showed where I was making this pocket with Prima's texture paste in graphite. I don't know if you guys can actually see that. It might have been totally out of frame, sorry. And then I just added in some foiled bits, some of my gilding flakes from Cosmic Shimmer. And I was going to put a picture on top, but I ended up just liking the pocket too much to cover it up. But inside, I stuck the picture I was going to stick on top onto just a plain piece of purple paper that I folded up and made into a little pocket. And there's a picture of Lydia in her room. All the images I found for this were on Pinterest. And some I just found through Google, but that's where they came from. In the center here is a pocket with some plastic over it. It's a little picture frame, I guess. And I added a little key on top and did some stamping around the edges. And then this tag pulls out. And on the inside of this pocket, I copied a page out of my art journal because I had already done a Beetlejuice art journal page. And stuck that on here in the back for April to see. And then this is called a Waterfall pocket. And I got this tutorial from the Rebookery. And again, I will link that down below. And it's just made out of some envelopes. And I just thought this was the coolest thing. So in the middle here, I put a little tuck to add in this little headstone that's embossed. And then there's a tag in here with a line from the cartoon. I don't know if you guys ever have seen the cartoon. But that was my jam as a kid. So I added in what she says to summon Beetlejuice. And here's a picture of Lydia with another tag with his quote. And then here's Otho. And there's another little tag in there. And then here, let me put those over there. Here is a picture of Michael Keaton all dressed up as Beetlejuice with a little film reel that I embossed with some Stampendous embossing powders. And then I just added in another card in here for her to journal onto. And I sewed the whole thing in with some black and white baker's twine. And I will tuck this all back together in a little bit. Back here is a tuck spot, a little tiny tag on here that I just embossed my stamp onto. And then there's some lace here and some moss, more lace on the edge of this page, another potucelope with another tag on the bottom. I stamped it up with some beetles and fussy cut out some washi tape. And then added some more tags in here. Fussy cut out this picture of Lydia's hand holding the photograph that she takes. And just added in a piece of ghost ephemera from that pack. And then there's another journal card in here. And it folds out into a big long sheet. So she could actually write a lot of stuff down here. And then behind here, I tucked another altered yes check that I embossed in gold with a picture of Otho. Now I will fix all this when I come back. You guys don't need to watch me struggle with tags. There's some more stamping on this coffee dyed paper. And then here's where I had a lot of fun. I actually got a little artsy doing this journal. So this is a pop-up. I really hope you guys can see it. I'm going to come down here, look in the camera a little bit. That I made. I painted this and I used a bunch of different stuff. There's some metallic paint in here and some embossing powder. I embossed the black parts and then watercolored the rest of it with one of the sandworms. This little flap takes you to Saturn. And it's just got a little paper clip with a little skull on it to hold it closed. And then on this side, there's a little pocket with Miss Argentina. And just some more journaling cards. And then here is a, like a party bag, a treat bag, that I added a picture of Beetlejuice onto, and some ribbon. There's some fabric back here, another quote. There's just some fibers tied in here, a little eye. And then there's a large piece of green dyed paper back here for her to write onto. And then this page folds all the way out, and there's some more washi tape there. And there's just some stenciling on the back. Here's another piece of vellum from that pack I got from Shayna. And some more photo corners. With another picture of Lydia tucked in here. But behind here, I tucked in a tag with Beetlejuice. And that just tucks right back in there. And then on this page, I made this my page for the Maitlands. And added a picture of them before and after they passed. And their quotes are here. And then I made little shaky tags, little googly eyes on it, with some more of their quotes. And I had a lot of fun making these tags. There's some stamping with distress inks and distress oxides in the background that might be a little bit hard to pick up. There's some papers layered in and some washi. And then I added in some foam squares to kind of give it, I don't know, a touchable texture. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Something crazy here. And then there's some more handmade paper, and on the back of that is another quote. And then here is a photo from their wedding with some journaling cards in the back, another quote, and then it's a top loading pocket with a wedding invitation here that I made up online, and it's got the location of the actual house, not where it takes place in the movie. It takes place in Connecticut, but the actual house they filmed at is in Vermont, so I added that on there. A little fun bit of trivia. And maybe I'll just bust that in a little bit too. There we go. Some more stenciling here. On top of this page is a bookmark that I got with a picture from the handbook of the recently deceased. And then this page folds out. There's some more stamping and some washi. And then right here, it's another sliding pocket. Says it's Showtime. And thank Ava for the tutorial on that. I love these pockets. And then behind here is a long tag. Oh, taking all the other tags with me. It says Beetlejuice on it. I colored this with the Hematite Inca Gold to give it this color. And then added a little bowl pin with a little tiny charm on it. And that slides right back in place. And then here's some more stenciling. And then here's that tag I was taking with me. Another Lydia tag on a glassine bag. I stamped on the front of this one. It's the only difference. And then added some washi to the background and some of this ribbon I have down here. There's some washi on the bottom here. Another journaling tag. Something crazy's happening to this paper clip. I don't know what. Center of this signature. There it is. Figured it out. Smarter than a paper clip. And then a side loading pocket here with a little advertisement for the Maitland's hardware store. And then another potucelope. A little tag down here at the bottom. Trying not to sneeze. Sorry, guys. And there is a tag here, and a little journaling card there. And Miss Argentina. Think if I was an office worker in the afterlife, I'd probably feel the same way she does. And then there's some more stamping here. And this is actually another lace tuck, but I didn't tuck anything back there because reasons, I don't know. Some more paper. I did some stamping on this one. Added a quote up here. It's the other side of that handmade paper. And then here is the tag that I made for April of Lydia. I added some more of that red ribbon for her wedding dress. And then her quote, strange and unusual. I colored this with Distress Oxides and Did some embossing in the background, and then just added some fibers to the top. The face is done with a Jane Davenport stamp, and then I just drew in her hair and colored in all of her features and stuff. And then she can just write on the back there if she wants to. And then there's another journaling card here. Some more vellum, a belly band with this scene from the waiting room. And so here's where he wants to get the number 4 because he's like 9 trillionth in line. And then there is a journaling tag after this. Some more stenciling on the back here. And then this is the last potucelope version 2.0 with the other scene when the shrimp cocktail all comes alive and attacks them. There's a little piece of vellum for her. And then another big journaling card in here. And there's a close-up of Michael Keaton smiling. There's some more plain paper. And then on the back, I added the photo from the book that her dad is reading at the end, The Living and the Dead, which is like the sequel to the handbook for the recently deceased. And it's some more washi tape back here. And then I added this big belly band that I just wrote Beetlejuice on and then embossed, and a little piece of ephemera back here. And then this is just a large sheet of that marbled paper that I made for her. So she can have a big old fold-out piece to write on or cut up or do whatever with. And that just slides right back in here. Theoretically, slides back in here, and then just tucks in. And that is the very end. I didn't do anything on the back except for ink it up to match the cover. And that would be my journal. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for following my channel, and if you would like, subscribe and also follow me on Instagram. That would be great. I post a lot of updates and progress photos on there, and give you guys little sneak peeks into what I'm working on. And if you guys have any questions or there's any tutorials you want to see, let me know in the comments down below. I think that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. Goodbye.